You guys ever wonder at the engineering feats that cause this kind of thing? You know what I mean? Like, this is pretty like crazy engineering, but you know, I guess it works. Hello everyone, Ellington here, and welcome back to the battlefield. We are on the settlement of Casurgis, and we've got ourselves a 3 versus 3. Now, I believe this was a practice session for the Tournament of the Sweats, ran by actually one of these players in this, named Willem. Now, for the attackers, we have got Galatia being commanded by Mechanic, Misasli being commanded by Pepsian, and Sparta being commanded by none other than Willem, or Fight Me is his Steam name. Now, for the defenders, we have got Ladtus commanding Carthage, Boii being commanded by Jeba China, I believe is the name, and finally Nabatea being commanded by Bloody. I think it's Bloody Stranger. So yeah, this is a 3v3 on the settlement of Casurgis, as I said, and it should be a good one. You know, yeah. So, as you can see, the defenders have given up actually quite a bit of the settlement here. Pretty much this entire corner, the defenders have just chopped off of their list. And honestly, I think the main reason for that is this right here. It's really hard to hold around the Colosseum because the Colosseum can be broken, and it kills a lot of your men if you die around it. So it basically, and then you kind of run into the same issue as, so some of the settlements we've talked about, like Tarsus and Alexandria Aracosia, where they have those really good, you know, archer angles coming from both sides. You have the same issue here. Pretty much what ends up happening is you have, you know, if you try to defend this or this, then from either side, the attackers can hit both sides with archers and all sorts of dirty things. So that's, I think, the reasoning for why the defenders gave this up. If any of the defenders are watching, please, you know, let me know what you guys' thought process was on this. You can see right there, that is exactly what I was talking about a moment ago, about the Colosseum collapsing. Well, they hit the Colosseum hoping there's something around it, because right now they don't realize that there's nothing in this area. But I bet you right about now they are starting to get an idea of that. You can see Nabatea's forces back in the back there. Desert Legionaries from Misasli look like they might be taking the head of the charge here. You can see Carthage over there, but what they cannot see is the back area with Boii and all of that. So I'll be honest, I actually might fast forward a little bit here. I don't watch these prior to, you know, recording them, so sometimes you run into these where there's a little bit of a lull in the you know, beginning. You can see because of the defenders giving up so much of it, they are basically kind of wandering their way in, going, where the hell is everyone? See Misasli walking down this way, but doesn't look like he's going to approach this because that is a pretty dirty death trap right there. A kill box, as you were. Same thing this way. You could see a couple units doing the same thing there. And off to the side, actually some heavy unit. You got a Samnite Warrior and an Iberian Sword coming out. Wonder if he just wants to be a pest here or basically just remove their ability to use those towers. Could see a lot of troops in the back moving in. And then even a tower moving over this way. Curious as to why he's moving a tower over here when there's already towers. Maybe he's afraid that if he goes for one of these towers, that they may come out and stop him. Sparta coming in with Spartan Hoplites. Desert Cohort in here already. Well, You know, most of these guys, the players on both of these teams, are pretty darn good players, so I expect that this will become a pretty fun game. Just at the moment, a little slow. There you go. Sam Knight's going to go try and kind of be a pest to the slave infantry. We could probably go ahead and play now. Basically, they're just trying to make this a pain in the butt. They don't want them busting these down, so they're going to use a couple units to kind of keep them at bay. They've got a Sam Knight and now a Gallic Warrior. Where'd the Iberian Sword go? Looks like it went back into the settlement. So they're going to use the Gallic Warriors and the Sam Knight Warriors just to basically keep them off of these tortoises for a little while. And Sparta's going to take over here. Spartan Hoplite moving over. Slave Infantry going to go back off to the side here. And you can see a lot of the forces have begun making their way towards the plaza around the Colosseum here. And they now know that they have free reign of that corner there. They now know that all they have to do is work on getting in. But I think what they really want, I think they really want these tortoises. They want to bust down these tortoises to break down this kill box. If they can bust down a tortoise here and here, it will make this kill box here from Carthage pretty much useless. Not useless per se, but a lot harder to do.
Get out! Break off! Get out!
Spartan Hoplites, you know what? They're just going to hold this so that the slave infantry can break down that one there. But you can see that Masacely here has set up to engage as well, so that they can also hit this, this wall down as well. The other thing they really want to do, they want to get into either one of these corners so that they can neutralize this tower. If they can bust down this wall right here, that would be the best one to get the neutralization of the tower out of the way.
At the double! Get out!
And honestly, I think they're just going to take their time while they work on taking down this side of the wall. You know, they're not even going to try pushing the other ways until that they know that they can push this way as well. And I think that's a good idea. It allows you to put pressure on all fronts. It doesn't cut you out of an avenue of attack. Ooh, looky here, looky here. Carthage's Ballista survived the tower swarms and going after the Desert Legionaries over here. So some good shots there. And Nabatea coming out with the general. Very interesting. So Nabatea and Noble Cav coming out. So at the moment, you can see we're getting majority of our tactical play is happening here. The attackers are going to put everything they've got, well, not everything they've got, but they're putting all their attention at the moment into eliminating these forces, and you can see it has opened up their ability to take down this wall. Now, the Nabatea Noble Cav could be a little bit of a pain here. The thing it needs to be careful of, though, is javelins from these units. The Spartan Hoplites don't have javelins, but they're going to be dealt with by the Sam Knight Warriors anyways. So now we'll see what Carthage plans on doing with this double breach that has basically busted open his kill box.
Run! Curse you! Forward! Kill!
Nothing quite coming into this yet. Once again, a little bit of a kill box. Basically what will happen is if Sparta comes in here, they'll get hit from this direction, or if they go in here, they'll get hit from this direction. Uh-oh, Helot Archers. What are you doing over here? I don't know what happened there. Those Helot Archers were way out of position. I mean, they're the weakest archers for Sparta, but I don't quite understand what they were doing all by themselves. You can see that everybody else had pulled back from this position, but they were sitting right there, and that, boy, I don't know what was going on there. Willem, if you're watching, tell me what happened. I want to know.
Get running!
Willem's gonna be like, okay, you know what, asshole? Let me tell you what happened.
Quick march!
Sparta, I mean, you can see a lot of dead Spartan hoplites here. Wow, a lot of dead Spartan hoplites. But Carthage has taken some losses as well. There's the Helot archers. You can see some Gallic warriors, some more Spartans.
Advance at speed!
So I personally feel like the defenders got a little better trade out of this. Now over on the other side, you can see we actually do have an advance. Sparta going to the right with Macesli going straight ahead, but then some Galatian swords going to come in and assist here. Nabataea's got archers over this way shooting, and I think he's shooting at the, but shooting at the Desert Legionaries. I thought he was shooting at the Spartans, and I was like, why? Now this map is pretty much a carbon copy of a map called Massilia. And the reason you don't ever see Massilia placed is because this spot right here on Massilia is glitched. You can't move through here, and if you deploy units in the beginning of the battle in this spot, they are this stuck there. They cannot move out of that place. So they get glitched out, and it's super goofy. Now, the Galatian swords actually coming in and hitting the corner unit here, which are Nabatean Axe Warriors. Armored Desert Hoplites went Hoplite wall, but they went a little goofy. Look at that. That is not good for them because the Desert Legionaries are clear and open through this spot. I don't think they meant to do that. The Nabatean Axe Warriors are able to kind of get a charge in there, but you can see the Spartan or the Armored Desert Hoplites trying to readjust. Sword Followers behind, getting some decent jabbies there, but the Nabatean Axe Warriors getting shot up. Might break from archer fire. What is that? Is that... Alright, so that is Syrians from Galatia, and actually you got some Cretans here from Sparta as well. Nothing yet happening on the right-hand side, so all the juicy stuff is here on the left. Look at all the presence of Galatia. You know, they made it look like their concentration was here, but a nice move leaving open siege equipment to push down to the left, which once again is going to allow them to bust down walls and kind of open up the positions of the defenders here. Nicely done by the attackers. Nabatean Heavy Archers, excuse me, getting some good kills, 84. This one doesn't look like he's been shooting yet. But here comes the wall. I mean, technically at the moment, the wall's not a huge deal. They're already pushed past it, right? But it does allow them a quicker avenue in. You can see how the Cretans were shooting over at the Syrians here, but the Cretans end up running away because they are outnumbered. More Macesli coming in, Desert Cohort. Actually, look at this, a lot of stuff. You got Galatian Legionaries, Desert Cohort, Desert Legionary. And now the Spartan Hoplites turning to take on the Celtic Warriors. Spartan Hoplites at 94 kills, doing pretty well. 57 on the Desert Legionaries, 77. Royal Spartans already in at 55 kills. Spartans, what is your profession? Oh, yeah, anybody? Come on. You guys know what that movie's from, or what movie that is from. And here come the hordes of legionaries and cohort from Macesli, which they need because a lot of these units up front are very, very depleted. The archers have really been ripping them up. Archers at 172 kills. Not very nice. They still have a lot of stuff back here. Macesli's Gen. Tribal Slingers, interesting choice for there from Masacely. And Link, I think he only brought 2. I don't see any other range. What is, no, his gen's a Cav. So yeah, I think Masacely only brought 2 ranged. Now I think, yeah, so Nabatea here, I think his archers are out of ammo now. Yep, swords are out, so they are now switching out with Celtic bows. Which now, Bowie-eyed, the Celtic bowmen only have 125 range, but because of the vicinity of this plaza, that's plenty of range. That's all they need to hit the back here. And now, what do they got next? So there's a fresh Desert Legionary, so that's probably what'll be hit next. More units coming up. Nabatean swords. Celtic warriors look like they're going to try and tie down the Galatian swords when they come up. The tower's on fire, so Galatia needs to be careful there. Ooh, what do you got up here? Cretan archers shooting down at the Syrians. Now the thing about this is typically you want to get like a side shot on these guys, but look at this. You can't really because of this tower on their flanks. They can't really get very good shots on them. There's the Cretans from Sparta out there. Right now, they're putting their main push is all right here. You can see no flags moving on the other sides, either the center or the far side there. Everything is happening here, which honestly, in a lot of ways, that could be, you know, purposeful by the attackers in the way that they don't want to spread out their attention, that they are focusing most of their stuff right here, right now, which means they don't have to micro in a bunch of different places. Or it could just be that they want to put a lot of pressure in one place before they start pressing others. You can see they are beginning to push on this side now. The defenders still have Samnite warriors out here. Once again, that just will prevent any defender or any attackers taking that Tortoise breach. Now, I think what they're trying to do is keep their unit angled so that they can... I'm not exactly sure what they're trying to do here. Javi tosses into the flank of the Samnite warriors, but what's going to happen is this guy's going to Javi them instead. Balearic Slingers now also taking shots. And we got a Royal Spartan in. Oh, and look at this. Nice column here by the Gallic warriors using their Javies to hit the sides. Is that 2 Royal Spartans in? Look at that. Sparta coming in with 2 Royal Spartans. Libyan infantry. Gallic warriors and Libyan infantry. Then over here, we still got a pretty heavy push. Another Royal Spartan. We're gonna get a Royal Spartan v Armored Desert Hoplite going on. Look at all the troops in here. Nabatean swords in as well. Galatian Legionaries 111. Desert Legionaries at 74. And the Arty coming after the Celtic bows, and look at that, getting a nice hit right down the middle of the unit. And I think the Tribal Slingers might have been coming up to try and fight off the Balearics there. Desert Cohort rotating out. But now they're going to come back in, or are they going to try and get around and go after the Gallic warriors possibly? You can see the Arty coming in behind, actually getting a clip in that Libyan infantry there. The backs of some of the units here from the attackers getting a little exposed to the Balearic Slingers. Oh my gosh, all the artillery coming in is rough. It's always the hardest part as the defender is when the attacker brings a bunch of artillery, you just have to sit there and take it. And he almost clipped it right through the back lines.
Double time.
I think the Desert Cohort is getting flanked a little bit there. So I'm pretty sure the Desert Cohort is facing a little more like this.
Let's be. Cohorts.
Desert Legionaries taking on, what, Gallic Warriors it looks like? And the Royal Spartans were getting javied in the back there. They are just shelling the living hell out of the back of this plaza here. The Galatia, 118 kills on his artillery. And look at this. Here comes a push. They're going to try and kick out these Samnite Warriors.
Engage. Quick march.
Over on this spot, they have spent a lot on this area. Good Lord. Look at this. Oh my God. Like, so much has died in that area. Holy crap. Celtic Bows, 46 kills. Nabatean Heavy Archers, 8 kills. The Syrians are just kind of a little out of position. They don't have a very good way in. What I'm a little surprised of is that they didn't try to take more than just these over to deal with this. You know what I mean? You have places here and here that you could probably deal with that. Outside, you got the Desert Legionaries engaging the Samnites. The Legionaries should pull that off, but the issue they may have is if Carthage continues to send reinforcements, that's where they might have a problem.
Break off. Fire on them.
Now the slave infantry here not doing much to assist the Desert Legionary. I mean, I'm sure they're just trying to guard this direction, but they should still help out, and they're about to get hit here by the Samnite Warriors.
At speed.
Yeah, this slave infantry is a lot of trouble. Scutari, oh look at that, they actually ended up switching something out. Scutari now engaged, and I think they're going to win that. The Desert Legionary took some damage from the previous unit it was in combat with, which I believe was the Samnite Warrior here, and because of that, I think it's going to put the Scutari on top of it. But now the slave infantry finally coming in to assist. Iberian swords now pulling out. But look at this. This whole thing has just disappeared. Yeah, this side over here did not go great for them.
Move out.
Bounce power, I think, is slightly in favor of the defenders. Nicely done. Nabatean sword set up in a column to get that nice flank shot. And the Syrians now shooting. Look at this, shooting at the Nabatean heavies. Mercenary Syrians and Nabatean heavy archers are almost the exact same thing. The stats are almost identical. You see 35 missile damage, 35 missile damage. They both have 150, both 6 shots per minute. The Nabatean heavies have a little better weapon damage, but the big problem with Nabateans is they don't get heavy shot, so that is a big downside to them. Or no, they do get heavy shot. They don't get an ability. Sorry, it's Chimerians that don't get heavy shot, but the Nabateans, they don't get any, like, they don't get precision shot. They don't get quick reload or anything like that. But then I believe they both have 40 armor. Yep. All right, so now the Syrians have come into the settlement, and they are now shooting over the Celtic bows. Now the Nabatean heavies might try to take this fight. They're moving around a little bit. Celtic bows lost a few. And nice shots from the Cretans on the other side, actually shooting into the backs of some of the units here. And they may eventually start shooting at the armored desert hoplites possibly as well. Syrians, I think, have now taken dominance of this area. They should probably start focusing down the Nabatean heavy, though. Now over here, look at this. The Masacely General actually coming over and doing some work. But Carthage cleaning up all of Masacely's units out here. Because they weren't pushing this spot anymore, the units that were over here were all by themselves, and the Carthaginians were able to take their units out and finish them off. So the Desert Legionary is still here technically, but it's not having a very good day. Army Numidian Riders are a really, really nice cav unit, a very good general. But now they're getting focused down by slingers up on the walls and then the archers behind the walls. I think Masacely probably just wants to get out of here. I don't think the general is actually dead. 76 kills, so he got some good charges, but as soon as those archers were around, he probably should have got the hell out of Dodge. I think that all of the attackers' hopes are over here. That is what they need to win. That's what they want to win right now. Galatian Legionaries. Actually, they've got a really good spot here. Look at this. And Desert Legionaries behind getting some good jabbies. Royal Spartan General now in. They're using Flame Shot to try and break these units. But here we go. Celtic Warriors from Boii moving up. Nepentine Axe Warriors moving up. And you can see actually units from the other side shifting. So what I'm thinking is that Carthage feels that they can hold this, so they're pretty much sending all of Boii to go crush this side. Boii still has Sword Followers and Celtic Warriors on this side, but the Nabatean Heavy is getting shot. I don't think they realized it. They actually lost quite a bit. Look at that. Oh, Nabatea, that hurts. And a bunch of stuff died over here, a bunch of Boii. Now this Nabatean Heavy is out of ammo, 204 kills. That was the one that spent most of the early game set up in this spot, just ripping up the attackers. But you notice, ever since they lost control of this archer position, they have been losing a lot of ground around this gate. Good Lord. And I think that really just comes down to the fact that the attackers have a much better infantry force than the defenders do, and the defenders were really relying on that archer support to help them gain the edge in the infantry fight. And once that archer support was gone, the infantry superiority of the attackers really overtook this fight right here. And ever since those archers have gone, the attacking infantry is just ripping through the defenders. Look at this Galatian Legionary, 132 men left with 179 kills on it. Very, very well done. Nabatea's general's out here now. Getting shot up a little bit by the defenders, or the attackers, excuse me. I think he's just coming over to finish this stuff out here. There's a Numidian light infantry. In the end, he's just, you know, if you can get some kills, it could help you trigger army losses, and I think that's what he's hoping for. Now this isn't good. Sparta's gone in, and then Galatia's gone in, but Sparta's a little wrapped around here. You can see kind of this weird kind of tight crescent here going on, but I think Galatia might have been able to get on the edge of that to defend it. Royal Spartans with 64 kills, nicely done. And I think they were going to try and go in against the Libyan infantry, but I think they got caught. Maybe by this unit right here, a Gallic warrior there.
Withdraw!
On the center, you've got the Spartan General, another Royal Spartan. Look at him, 274 kills. And he's probably going to annihilate this Nabatean Axe Warrior. The Sword Follower's only got 29 men left in it, so it probably doesn't pose too much of a threat to that general. Galatian Legionaries coming over this way, getting slowed down by the Nabatean Heavy Archers. Sword Followers getting shot as well. And here comes some Desert Legionaries moving over. They just want to keep some pressure up here. Spartan General, 290 kills now. He's actually doing some cycle charging through this combat. The Sword Follower is wavering. Not quite broken yet. Look at this tiny 20-man unit of Desert Legionary. Just like, we're still here. We're still in the battle.
Advance at speed. Quick march! As you command.
I'm a little curious why they maybe didn't want to try to push through one of the flanks here. Yeah, there's an open spot there. Could be the map. So Desert Cohort's going in against Libyan infantry. They switched out for a different Desert Cohort. Now that Desert Cohort's going to do that. Okay.
Advance at speed. Withdraw.
Galatian Swords. I think they're trying to use their Javies here. You can see the column formation. But I'm not sure exactly what they're trying to shoot at. But Carthage here, look at this. Same thing as what was happening on the other side. Just beautiful, beautiful back shots into the back of the Desert Cohorts here. Look at this. Look how much gain they ground they have gained. Whatever that word means. Ooh, and look at this. To the Syrian army? Yes, they do. Look at that. Nice shots into the back of the defenders. Libyan infantry just taking massive losses. So they're doing exactly to the defenders what the defenders were doing to them there. Carthage now coming around the back, trying to wrap around and see if he can get into behind and squash this attack. But they are going to have to deal with what happens here as well first. Royal Spartan, 370 kills now. He's winded now, so you could probably switch with one of the Galatians at this point if you wanted to. Sword Followers moving forward. Actually, quite a bit left back here. On this side, they've defeated what was here, but they have not quite pushed much more than kind of where they're at. Somehow this Nabatean Heavy Archer is still alive. I don't know how. How the Celtics doing? Yeah, they're doing all right, but I'm pretty sure they just got in combat recently. Royal Spartan about to hit 400 kills. Galatian Legionary and Galatian Sword going in, but they left the Royal Spartan in there. I'm not sure why. 105 men left, excuse me. Double chevron, 408 killed. 408 kills and only 2 chevrons means that probably half of those kills were not very high value targets. And so typically with 400 kills, if you're killing pretty good stuff, you're probably going to have more than 2 chevrons when you've got 400 kills. Cretans, 56 kills. What about this one? 186, so it's probably out. This one you can see is not out, and it's trying to get around and get in with this guy probably. Although, well, no, this one's out of ammo. Maybe he's just trying to get up and engage one of the Carthaginians. They really need something to win here. See over here, the Oathsworn General for Boii has now engaged the Royal Spartan. That's probably going to put an end to the Royal Spartan. Now, if the Royal Spartan can do enough damage to the Oathsworn to then allow the Galatian Legionaries to take over that fight and win, then you might be able to make it worth it. You can see the Oathsworn Headhunt and Battle Rhythm have both worn out. That is why he pulled out of the combat, was because his unit is tired, very tired there. But this is now pretty much kaput. So really all they've got left for their attack is this over here, with a couple of minor units over to this side, but you can see a pretty big push by Nabatea coming over against these kind of 2.5 units, 72 men, 123, and 83. And the archers, look at that, Celtic bows, kind of getting a side shot, not like a huge flanking shot there, but they're kind of getting something. What are they up to? Oh, they are getting some good kills. You can see it's kind of an awkward, you know, they're kind of shooting the sides here. How the Desert Legionary, God, 332 kills. Desert Legionaries are so dirty, man. Now the Galatian swords over on this side and the Spartan general are getting shot by, I believe that's Nabateans there. And that is not fun. Not fun at all. Celtics, 29 kills. How's the Oathsworn doing now? 59, so not bad. But I'm not sure how much longer this Galatian sword's going to last. You can see the Royal Spartan, 486 kills is now broken. This side is pretty much gone, but you can see some of what's left of Galatia here. You know, trying to finish off Carthage, but once again, Carthage doing a very nice job of hitting the flank of the Galatian Legionaries. There's not very much stuff that the defenders have that will defeat the Galatian Legionaries. So their really best hope as the defenders was that those archer angles, getting as good of archer angles as they could to help their infantry gain that edge against such a good unit. You know, this Galatian Legionary, I think, was going to go in, but I think realized that if he went into that spot, he was basically just going to suffer the same fate as what has happened to the other units that went there, which is just getting shot in the back. To be honest, at this point, it doesn't look great for the attackers at this point. They have put up quite the fight, but you can see that they're just getting wrapped around from all angles, you know what I mean? Stuff hitting them from everywhere. And honestly, they're kind of the prey now. They're really no longer the aggressors at this point. The Nabatean Gen went in on the archers and honestly got the hell out of there. I'm pretty sure because of the Galatian nobleman general. Galatian Legionaries now taking the fight against the Oathsworn, but taking the fight against the Oathsworn with the gates support there with its, you can see the fire arrows coming in. So the Oathsworn says he's winning decisively, but I'm not sure that that's exactly true. If the gate continues to do what it's doing, and you can actually see the archers, yeah, I guess the archers here still have ammo. But now the Galatian Legionaries, I believe, now getting shot in the back. Yeah, you can see the Celtic bows there. I think the Oathsworn's going to pull it out. Nabatean general went back into the archers because the Galatian noblemen had to shift over to deal with the masses of Nabatea. On the center here, these two units of Galatia are actually still holding on. 163 and 120. Libyan infantry 176. Samnite warrior 256 kills, double chevron. But I hate to say, I think this is going to be it for the attackers. I think the defenders are going to pull this one off. Really, honestly, I think army loss is about to kick in, honestly. It's probably the Nabatean Gen killing the or the archers, excuse me. You know, you could see all this stuff collapsing in. Well, that's a Galatian unit, but still. Yep, army loss is kicking in now. And that is going to be it for today's battle. Let's go look at some kills here. Now, for the defenders, we've got Carthage being commanded by Ladtus. He's the one who actually sent the battle in. 2,492 kills. 219, 158, 216 on the Libyans, 235 on the Iberians. That's really well done. 297, 276, 207 on Scutari. You got Bloody as Nabatea with 1,782 kills. 206 on the archers, and then the rest of his army, not a ton of kills. 389 on the noble cav, though. Jebachina as Boyai with 1,692 kills. I don't think he had a lot of fun on the right there. His Celtics didn't do that great. 127 the Celtic bowman is pretty good. 207 on the Oathsworn. Now for the attackers, we've got Mechanic as Galatia with 2,438 kills. Galatia doing what Galatia does, guys. 276 on the Galatian swords, 218. His Galatian legionaries 350. You know, this one was barely touched. It actually broke before it could really do anything. Then we've got Pepsian as Masacely with 1,419. Honestly, he just ate all the ammo. Like, on that one side, he just got shot and shot and shot and shot. Then finally, we got Fight Me as Sparta with 1,909 kills. 486 on the Royal Spartan General. Okay. 137 on the Spartan Hoplites. Oh, and another 290, excuse me. And then two of his archers did really well. The Helot archers, I don't know what happened, Willem. But you lost your archers, man. But alright, guys, that is going to be it for today's battle. Thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time.